It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show on this Monday morning. Thank you so much for choosing to start the day and the week off with us. Now, our focus is firmly on our matriculants. Of course, grade 12 is a challenging and demanding period for learners all across the country. It's that final year of being in the school system with an open door to endless possibilities awaiting you on the other side. But to get there, one must tackle the final test, the dreaded matric examinations. Now, this is the time, of course, to buckle down and commit to a diligent study routine, good sleep, and time management routines as well. And you'll need all of the extra support and advice that you can get. And so to all of our matriculants and parents watching, Expresso is here to help. Meet our friendly panel engaging in this discussion, and it consists of mathematics teacher Jerry Langenhoven, student coach Sarah Bloch. We've also got Samantha Boating, registered counsellor at the Hope House, and also Kazimla Jagalashe, a matriculant from Bloberg International School. A very good morning to all of you. Great to have you.
Good morning.
How are the nerves this morning, eh?
They're there,
Mostly for you, right, Kazim? I was actually wondering to myself, aren't you writing today?
No, not today.
Okay, so thank goodness. All right, so not too much pressure there. But let me start off with you, because you're the person who's pretty much at the coalface of what we're talking about. Matric exams, it's been a long time coming, all 12 years of your schooling career, and it's all unfolding right now. What is the feeling right now? What are your emotions?
I don't know. It's a multitude of emotions. It's kind of like a chaotic time because it's pretty bittersweet because you're saying goodbye to like a bunch of people that you've known for 12 years,
yes.
and you know it's high school sort of a safety net. You know what to expect, and I feel like all matric students, whether you come from any different school, can relate because you're trying to do your best in the exam room while still taking care of yourself and dealing with all the emotions and pressure challenges. So, yeah, it's been chaotic.
Very true. And Samantha, as a youth counsellor, and what are some of the issues that you find facing matriculants during this particular time of year?
You know, it's no secret that exams are hallmarked by stress. And a little bit of stress can be a really good thing. It can help with your performance and keep you going. But what we're seeing in the centre currently is just extreme levels of stress and burnout. And this is seen in low concentration, poor moods, just absolute fatigue. So to combat this, we're just providing them with a safe space where they can voice these concerns and receive the support that they need to get through this tough time.
Yeah, because it almost, if I remember back to my matric exams, there was no space or time to say, hey, I'm struggling right now. Can somebody help me? Do you have a study tip? Do you have a routine that I could follow? Because everyone was just, you know, pressure on 100%. And all because of you, Jerry, with your... But I mean, you teach mathematics at school, probably one of the toughest, or would you say one of the tougher subjects?
One of the more challenging ones.
Yeah. What do you think it is about mathematics in particular that kind of stops learners from really reaching their full potential? There's a bit of a psychological element to it.
For sure. It's just as you say, and this is quite a loaded question, but I think learners have this perception already before they even encounter maths at this level that it is very difficult, sometimes too difficult, they feel. And some learners would even venture as far as to say that they feel it's impossible to achieve, you know, good results in mathematics. And this belief actually prohibits them from doing as well as they potentially could. You know, even when they're sitting and preparing for a maths exam, for instance, this nagging, you know, notion at the back of their head that tells them it's unlikely that you'll actually do really well, even despite this work that you're putting in really stops them from actually committing fully to what they're doing. So I think that plays a big role, and maths is a challenging subject, and that's okay. But being good at maths is just like learning any other skill. Whether you learn a musical instrument or a sport, it takes dedication and practice, and that's all it takes, and consistency. And just like that, you know, some people might pick up a musical instrument more easily than others.
This is true.
And it's just the same as maths as well. Some people will learn it faster, and that's okay, it's normal. We're all different.
That's true.
So you just got to chart your own course to success, really.
And I think maybe the first step towards that lesser stressed environment is in not... I think we put this massive label, matric exams, bum, it comes with that. And that plays on your mind quite a lot as well. Sarah, maybe you could provide us with some tips and some guidelines as to what kind of routines matriculants could follow at this time to ease that pressure and to realize that, listen, you spent 12 years practicing everything to this point. You are prepared. Believe in yourself. Do this in order to help you overcome that mental struggle.
So I think the thing of having a routine in and of itself does that, right? Because when you don't know what you're doing when, you expend so much mental energy and time on kind of stressing about how you're going to fit things together, whether or not you're going to get it done. So once you've created that structure, so sat down and said, this is what I'm doing on this day, at this time, you can then relax into it and allow your routine to hold and support you and know, like, you've got this.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, that is the biggest thing. And I agree that everyone is different, and I'm generally pretty tentative about prescribing one thing to everyone.
Right.
But routine is one of those where I'm like,
Yeah.
just do it.
Okay. So we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how possibly to set up a routine. You know, you look at your timetable perhaps in the weeks ahead, what exams are on what dates at what times, and then maybe looking at how much time you have in between each day for each subject, and then deciding how you're going to break that down. But of course, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know, what were some of your favorite subjects in school, and what did you enjoy most about them? Did you find, or do you find that you're using some of that information right now in real life situations? Give us a voice note on 063 408 8863. And good luck to everyone writing today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3 on this Monday morning. Now, Matric examinations are in full swing, and Expresso is here to help the seniors ace this particular stressful time of your life. So if you haven't already, grab a notepad and a pen, because our panel standing by to share their secrets for success is here. And of course, our friendly panel consists of mathematics teacher Jerry Langenhoven, student coach Sarah Block, Samantha Bottings, registered counselor at Hope House, and Kazimla Jagalashe, a matriculant at the Bloberg International School. We've also asked you for some voice notes, and you very kindly sent us some. We've got one from, I think it's Dashmala. Let's have a listen. Okay, we're having a bit of trouble getting that voice note through. We'll make sure the technicalities are sorted out very soon. Let's jump right back into our conversation regarding this time of the year. And Kazimla, you've done extraordinarily well. So you're involved in a whole host of things in your schooling career, the under-19 netball team. You also played in Macbeth in the school production. And you also, you hold an 80% average? That's just next level, okay? Please tell us how you're able to cope with all of these things.
You know, I think I'm still figuring it out. I kind of figured it out along the way, because it's definitely difficult to maintain a balance, a healthy one, between academia, sports, and extracurriculars. But I think the most important thing for me was that I wanted to make sure that school wasn't all about academics.
Right.
And that I also fed and cultivated my passions and participated in school activities that, you know, gave me a break from academics. But I'd say the biggest thing that I learned is asking for help is probably one of the bravest and best things you can do for yourself.
Wow.
It's not a bad thing to make mistakes. It's actually a good thing to make mistakes and lean on people to help you and support you, because there are people around you who do care about you. And to make sure that throughout high school it's very stressful, but you need to make sure to take care of yourself, your mental health. And I think that's the thing that made me do well, is that I put my mental health at the forefront of everything. Because if you're not okay up here, there's no way you're going to be able to achieve all the things you want to achieve. So
that's absolutely brilliant. I love that. Jerry, for you in your life as well, I mean, you did particularly well at school, but you also were facing quite a big challenge in terms of your family at that time as well. There was loss in the family. How were you able to make it through that challenge and still rise above?
Yeah, it was quite challenging at the time. So in my matric year, my mom got diagnosed with cancer, unfortunately. And actually within my final exam window, my final exam period, my mom passed away. So I think it was a Monday night, and I had to write maths the next week or something. So as you can imagine, it was extremely heartbreaking and just so challenging. So I definitely took a couple of days to just cry and lay about. But yeah, then I started getting back into it, and I really just think I had a little bit of emotional resilience at that point from things that I'd gone through before, challenges that I had already overcome that helped me in that. And my academics was important to me, doing well, so I guess I was just able to make that sacrifice. And just like Kazimla said, it's not the case for everyone, you know. Your mental health and emotional well-being is so important as well. I had the capacity to do that at the time. But not everyone will, or not everyone should, you know. But yeah, I just gave it my best, and I think the routine I had going really, really helped me. Absolutely. I just got back into that swing of practicing for my exams, even though I was dealing with this as well.
That's incredible. And so, Sarah, to that point then, how do we develop that capacity to deal with the challenges that reside outside of the school grounds, yet while the pressure maintains over there, how do we develop that capacity?
So again, I think it comes back to practice and developing a toolbox.
Okay.
So I like to think of it as always wanting to bring yourself back to center and balance yourself out. So there are times when we feel low energy and then you want to draw on tools that kind of bring you up. And there are times where a little bit like stressed and fizzy and then you want to have tools that bring you back down to that center. So there are pillars of well-being that are going to apply to everyone. And I mean, Kazimna just like did my job there. And yeah, you want to be making sure that you're not focusing exclusively on school and putting those blinkers on. You need to remind yourself there's a whole beautiful world out there, life out there. And Matric is obviously super important, but the most important thing is you as a human being.
Absolutely.
And remembering your humanness and that's what is valuable. So movement is going to be really important. Again, if you're feeling a bit stressed, then doing something like yoga, that's going to slow you down. Going for a walk, getting outside is also important.
Yes.
If you're feeling a bit low, you can pump out like a HIIT workout from YouTube or something.
There we
There's
go.
so much free stuff online. It's amazing. Grounding, so if you are in a position where you can get your bare feet on the ground, that's huge as well.
Okay.
Little guided meditations, body scans that are just going to get you, because you want to be moving from your head back into your body.
Okay.
Because studying is very cerebral. So that's going to be very balancing as well. Healthy food,
Yes.
not too much sugary stuff. Maybe at the end of the day, but you don't want to be like spiking your blood sugar.
Very true.
throughout.
Very
So,
true. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, that's a way that guardians can support their
And getting a
kids.
decent amount of sleep as well. We're going to pick up our next segment with you, Samantha. There's lots that I want to ask you, but of course, let us know about some of your favorite subjects from your matric year, and are you still using that information in everyday life today? Send us those voice notes on 0634088863. We'll be back with our panel shortly.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Monday morning and we're wrapping up our all-important discussion on matric exam preparation with our friendly panel, consisting of mathematics teacher Jerry Langehoeven, student coach Sarah Block and Samantha Boating, registered counsellor at Hope House, and Kazimla Jagalashe, a matric learner from Bloberg International School. We also have loved receiving your voice notes. I think we have one from Charmaine.
Good morning, all matric students. I pray and ask God for your strength and calmness. Enjoy your day today.
Well, thank you very much for that. Just wishing all of the matriculants well with the day and saying God bless you, good luck. Let's hear another one. This is from Charlene.
Hello, I would say to study hard and always concentrate, that you know what's going on.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And then Sipo also sent us one.
Hi guys, I am Sipho Miela, all the way from Etabeja in Port Elizabeth. My favorite subject has to be life sciences and geography. Thank you.
Life sciences and geography. Yeah, those were interesting. I left those in grade 10, I think. But Samantha, let me start off with you first, picking up from our previous conversation about what support structures schools can implement to ensure that their learners are as supported as possible during this time.
I think the most important kind of support that schools can give is by understanding and creating awareness of the pressures and anxiety that matrics are currently facing. I think it's very important for schools to create a safe space where matrics can easily voice all of their concerns and they can be dealt with. Furthermore, I think that there should be open communication between matrics and their teachers so that if they have any questions or concerns, they can be easily voiced.
Yeah.
Furthermore, I think schools should just ultimately say that they are there for them no matter what. They're not alone in the stress.
Yeah. And I think fortunately with teachers like Jerry, you certainly are sorted out in that department. But all too often, that support that one needs from home isn't always there. So in that case, I guess that's where Hope House and the counselling services that you provide there come into effect. Tell me a bit more about that.
Exactly. So we provide individual, group and family counselling. It's all anonymous and they can come in, see a counsellor for a donation fee of 100 Rand. We've got 4 different sites. There's one in Kells River, Khayelitsha, Tableview and in Takai. So all they need to do is call and we'll give them a counsellor to help them with lessening their stress, giving them coping skills, and just ultimately holding a safe space where they can say anything that is bothering them.
Yeah. Now, Sarah, so much of what we're talking about in terms of stress levels and anxiety levels is under our control. I mean, if you think about our breathing techniques, which you are very much expert at as a meditation and yoga instructor. So perhaps could you share some breathing techniques that learners could use out there in order to calm themselves in moments of high anxiety and stress?
Absolutely. So I think a really great one that they can actually use while they're writing as well is called box breath.
Box breath.
Yeah, and I say that because it's really easy to remember. So in those moments where you're spinning a bit, and you can visualize the little box. So,
So you think about a box.
think about a box. Feel your feet on the ground first.
I'm trying that right now. Not that I'm feeling anxious at all, but a box right in front of me.
And your spine nice and straight, and just feel the chair supporting you. That's generally quite sort of nourishing in the moment. And then you're going to inhale for 4 counts. Hold that in. Are we right? We're counting you guys in. Hold for 4. And then exhale for 4 counts. And when you reach the bottom, hold with the air out for 4. Okay, so you're making a nice box with your breathing, and you do that 4 times. So it's just a whole lot of 4s.
Here we go.
A whole lot of 4s. And then another one is equal breathing. So that is, you want to make your breath length comfortable amount, so 3 to 5 counts generally. And you just make your inhale and exhale of equal length, and try to draw the breath deep into your belly, because that activates the part of your nervous system that calms you down.
I love how this all draws inspiration from mathematics. I was already thinking square root of 16 is 4. Oh, geometry, it's there. Because any last words of advice to your peers?
I would just say, remember that as much as Matric is important, you are more important, and you are enough. Your dedication to your studies are enough because they're enough for you, and that's what matters. So as long as you reach your personal goals and you do your best, you've already succeeded. It's not the be-all, end-all, so try to not place, it's easier said than done, but try to not place too much pressure on yourself. So yeah, you've done this much, you should be proud of how far you've come, and that should be enough for you.
You're like the head girl of the country right now. I love that. I love that. And then lastly, Jerry, you are the maths teacher. Maths paper 2. Your last words right now.
Sure, yeah. So there are fantastic resources online. YouTube is a really, really great platform because, of course, watching videos, you getting, your visual and your audio, stimulated as well, and you get opportunities to practice those. So whenever you're revising, trying to build up that fundamental understanding that you might lack in a particular topic, YouTube videos are great. There's a particular channel called Kevin Math Science that is a brilliant channel. Also a website called CASME. It's the Center for the Advancement of Science and Mathematics Education. It's completely free. There are some great resources on there as well. And the last one I would say is Maths at Sharp, also free worksheets that you can use to practice. Just practice, practice.
Well done. Yeah, I've loved having this conversation with you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And good luck to everyone out there writing their matric examinations.